Well, guys, welcome to the channel, and let's get on to this one. This was one I showed you a little while back, the Precedent 261, I think, or 262, whatever the model is. Anyway, we'll catch up on all that. Here she is. It's in me road in the workshop. We need to get it going. The customer wants this going. Okay, so not the cabinet restored. He just wants it going. He doesn't want it all recapped or anything else. So this is going to be an exercise of, well, what's wrong with it? He didn't know whether it worked or not. It was his grandparents. Got no idea whether it's going, whether the TV or the radio goes. Our job, we've got a turntable in here, which is in there. I'll show you as we go along. And the radio's up this end. So main thing we'll start on is the TV. So now it's a matter of I'll position some cameras. I'll try and get a camera on the screen so that you guys can see what the screen's doing, and our main camera will be on the back when we fire this up. So yeah, going to use the dim bulb, and the variac and the isolation tranny. You know the deal. So yeah, let's get into it. As I said, there's other jobs here, like the speaker on the Breville radio that I'm trying to, but have started it, so we're going okay. I just want this out of the workshop. It's too big to have in here. Okay, let's get into it. I'll position things, and I'll be back. Righto, guys. Well, we've got it all set up. Um, on top of this, you'll see all this in a minute. The Variac dim bulb. Now, I do remember, and I've just had a look, that when we had a look at this last time, the introduction to it, there was a 6AL3 valve in here that was white on top, which means it's taken in air or it's cracked or broken or, yeah, something's wrong with it. So we're going to slip the cover off the high voltage transformer and the two valves in here. There's a 6CM5 and a 6AL3, and we'll go from there. We've got a very dodgy looking electro. Just going to see how it goes. Okay, we'll just monitor the HT. The meter will be in view once we start this. So we'll slip this off. I'll find another valve, put in here, because it's not going to go without a damper diode. And yeah, then we'll turn her on. So excuse me for a moment while we get these screws out. Okay, lift him up and out. Okay, there's our line transformer. Now this is the first time I've had this off, so bit of a surprise to me. Now, as you can see, this 6AL3 is white around the top, which means he's certainly got air in him. So he's no good. Now, we'll just take him out, and I'll give you a closer picture for the newbies that don't know what I'm talking about. So there you go. Now it's as you can see, 6AL3 and very white on top. It's not just the lighting here behind us, which is fairly bright. Yeah. Now he could be cracked. Yes, there is a crack. There is a crack down there. I don't know whether you guys can see that. I'll just yeah, I don't think you can see it on the camera. Oh, you might there. Yeah, okay. There you go. It's cracked across the base and up that side. So possibly it's from jarring, or someone's wriggled it a bit too much when they've put it in, or yeah, whatever. But anyway, let's put another one in. Well, it's not a 6AL3. I think it's been tested and working. So normally if these are not broken and gone to air, they will work. I don't have many of these faulty. The thing that's faulty could be the cap, the grid cap on the 6CM5, and this poor little baby may have suffered some damage. But anyway, to start with, we will just fire it up. Now I'm just thinking of what I'm going to do here. I'm going to poke around with a screwdriver, and please, if you're doing this at home, if you're mucking around, if you're a young fella mucking around with TVs, there is a lot of voltage here. Yes, it'll give you a very nasty burn and a very nasty kick. It's not 240, which will kill you, but it could if it gets hold of you the right way. So just be careful. The high tension, just be very, very careful. There's about 4,500 volts sits on that fellow, and similar on the AL3, and in around 16,000 to the picture tube. So it's a lot of voltage. It gives you a nasty kick and a very nasty burn if it gets hold of you. So yeah, I've done this for a lot of years. Just I can't stress enough that I've seen some blokes hit with this, and yeah, it's not good. So okay, so as I said, be careful. Right. With all that being said, let's put the meter down here. Now the meter is reading our. I'll have to set that in a position where you guys can see it, won't I? There you go. That's not too bad. Can I get what about the light? That might be a bit better with a little bit less light on it. Now, in the background there, up the top left-hand corner, you can see the front of the TV, okay, the picture tube. So we'll just keep an eye on it. Now, our variac is set at 0. I shall give you a little bit of insight of what's going on up the top there. Okay. So we've got our dim bulbs up the top here. I've got a bit of blank cardboard there, so black cardboard, so you can see what's going on. Hopefully you can see what's going on. Okay, that gets the meter in and the dim bulbs. Right, our variac is set on 0 at the moment. I'm going around the back here and power on. Okay, so our TV is turned on. Now, we'll go to dim. We're on this bulb at the moment, which is a 100-watt bulb. Let's see what happens. We'll increase our voltage. Okay, we've got some voltage coming up here. We've got 31 volts, 43 going in. Okay, let's go up to 100 volts. Let things settle. 17 watts, so neither. Just glowing. Just. It's dimming down. Okay, so probably as the cap is reforming. Now, this cap looks shocking. It may not work. So, yeah, we're just checking things out. Okay, 120. Now, not much is happening. Dim bulb, yeah, come up slightly, gone back down. 96 volts on the HT, looks good. 150. Okay, what have we got? What have we got happening? I can see on the 6CM5, I can see a filament. 6AL3, I think I can see a filament. There is nothing happening there at the moment. So don't think we've got, that tube is very black. I doubt if this is going to be a good picture. Can't see any filament there yet. Okay, 120 volts on the HT. Okay. 170. Our globe up here just glowing. 130 on the HT. Nothing there yet. Can't see any glow whatsoever out of our tube. But as I said, the tube's very black, been used a long time, I'd say. Okay, let's go a bit more. 180, 36 watts. Not much is going to happen yet. There's no current there. 130 on the cap. The cap is cold. That cap looks like it has vented before, so just got to keep an eye on him just in case he gets hot and things start spewing out. But I guess you guys want to see that anyway. Uh, 6AL3. I can't see a filament on that. Must be. He's warm. Okay. Take her a bit more. 130 volts. Dim bulb. Fairly constant there, so we might have to switch in the second dim bulb. 133 on the HT. And if I just have a listen, we don't have any audio at the moment. Okay, so we're drawing 41 watts. This thing will draw, a couple of hundred. So I'm going to take him back, switch in both dim bulbs. Okay, so now we'll get our HT up again. Okay, we've got 160. 170 on the HT. Do we have anything? We still don't have anything. The 6AL3 is glowing. I can see him now. Nothing there yet. $160. Cap's still cold. Take him a bit more. And up to 200 volts. Not much is happening there. Nothing happening. Okay. Is there any audio? Just give him a wriggle. Doesn't seem to be any audio yet. Nothing yet. Okay. 210 volts. Our dim bulbs are just glowing. I can smell heated something heating. Probably the dust on the valves. Nothing happening here yet. Can't hear the vertical going. Okay, 220. So our dim bulbs, just there, we're drawing 75 watts at 220 volts. Not much happening yet. No sparkies there yet. May take a while for the cap to reform. We're still gaining little bits of voltage there. Now, we'll go up to 230. We're on 230 volts. We're only drawing 80 watts, which is probably not enough for this thing. Our capacitors are all cold. We're on 177 on the HT, which is probably enough. And if we go 240, 180 volts HT. Now that is definitely enough to get things fired up. And I think we do have a very small spark there. We don't have anything on the screen. I will just, our brightness is right up. There is certainly nothing happening there yet. The screen has got filament. I can see the filament there. 172, something's starting to conduct. She's coming back. We do have a little bit of voltage there. Not very much. We certainly don't have enough on our HT. Is our CM5, has he expired? I can't hear the vertical. I think I can. So maybe it's our horizontal not kicking into gear. As you can see, our dim bulbs are up there, a fairly constant current. It's no problems. We're drawing 91 watts, not enough for this TV. We're back to 171 on the HT. All the caps are cold, which is a good thing. And I thought I could hear the vertical. Maybe it's not very loud, but we don't have enough voltage here. So the first thing I'm going to do is change our 6CM5. That may have died on us. Failing that, we'll start a little bit of fault finding in around the horizontal to find out why we've got no high tension. Get my mic back on. Right, here we go. Starting up. There we go. Dim bulbs up and dimming down, which is a good start. We have a good 6CM5 here. Let's see what's going to happen. We're still drawing 76 watts, 77. We're on a couple of hundred volts here, starting to conduct. So she's going down, and we've got our little spark back. We still don't have, hang on, that's more than before. We don't have anything. We have high tension. There is our spark. I'll have to show you that in a moment. And do we have anything on the screen? Yes, we do. We've got a very, very faint, I don't think you guys can see that, a very faint vertical line. Boy, that's faint. Okay, so things are happening. That cap is not hot. We're back to 158. So what I'm going to do now is I will back off our variac a bit and bypass. Now, variac, we'll get up around 200 volts. We're on 210 going in. And you guys can probably see we've got a vertical line. My camera's a little bit high there. I'll just get him down a bit. There we go. So looks like we've got a very dirty vertical hold. Yeah, there is a picture. So let's just, I don't have sound. Let's just let him cook there for a moment and see what's happening. We have good HT, very good HT actually. So up to 230, we're on 230 volts on the HT, which is, I think it's around about right. We've got to drag the circuit out. It's going, guys. We've got a vertical line, but it's going. Let's see here. Vertical. And we do have some sort of a picture. Yeah, she's fairly dim. I think that tube's done a lot of work. We've got a vertical fold over. And a little bit of a horizontal. Actually, I can hear the vertical, and it's running probably double speed, if not triple speed. Now, I'm not sure what the vertical is with this. I guess it's this. I'm not sure. Okay, guys, it's working. The HT's working. Vertical's working. Tis running flat out. And I don't know whether you guys can hear this, but see if we can have a listen. Okay, maybe you can't hear that, but yeah, it's running flat out. Now we do have a horizontal hold. We've got a horizontal hold here. Let's see. This has been tampered with a fair bit. I don't know what's happening there. I'm guessing this could be width. Anyway, let's get the circuit before we go any further and have a poke around. HT 224, 225. We'll compare that to the circuit. Everything appears around this area very normal, our voltages. And this horrible looking capacitor, well, it's working. Okay, we'll get our circuit and we'll have a look at things. Right, now guys, I've just lowered the chassis down, and this, well, here's our vertical section down here. Now, it's messy, it's horrible, there's dust everywhere. You more or less can't see the components, full of waxies in around the vertical. So we know it's going to be a leaky cap. Also, there's a little electrode down there, which will be our cathode bypass for the probably a 6GV8, I think it is, for the vertical. I'm not sure. Could be a 6BM8. But anyway, the little electrode there, he looks shot. So I'm going to take this outside now after setting all this up and getting the compressor in here, blowing all the rubbish out of it. We know she's going to work. Picture-wise, well, it's only just. We may have to increase the 6.3 to get a bit better picture, but I don't don't like doing that. But anyway, there it is. It's working. Let's go clean it up so that it's a bit nicer to work on. And yeah, then we'll see what we can do with the vertical. Now, our vertical controls are also there, vertical linearity and vertical, I think it's overall height. So those two. But as I said, we need the diagram. Up here, I think we've got horizontal hold and probably focus or something. I don't know. We'll round up the circuit. Okay, back soon. Okay, so we've got this back in the workshop, dropped the chassis down, and a couple of things that have happened here. This being a 3-in-1, it's a gram, it's a radio and a TV. What I've found is, okay, there was no sound. Well, there's no bloody speakers in it. So that will probably cause no sound. There was one in there, a little oval one, a 6x9, and there's one on the other side. So the dude didn't tell me about this. I don't know where the speakers are. So we're going to hook up a temporary speaker. The other thing is, with this, do you have to have the amp on, or does the audio come from this unit? Now, we've got a 6DX8 there. Let's have a look at the circuit. Okay. Now, I'll get around here so I can see what I'm showing you. Okay, what have we got? There we go, a 263. This is it here. 6DX8 to the speaker output, transformer there. And, okay, we've got one speaker. But this isn't like that. This is a gram. So it comes out of our phase detector here, volume control, straight into the 6DX8 with a transformer. Now, if we look here, we've got a 6DX8. We do have a transformer down here. Now, there's a blue and red wire on the transformer, which I would say that will be our audio transformer. The wires come up to here, to here. There we go. Okay, so the actual, this is a little bit confusing. The gram actually had separate speakers to the TV. The way I'm looking at it, I don't have the full schematic of the gram. I've only got this as far as the TV. This is out of my collection of circuits, so forth, and it's only the TV power supply over here. Now, looking at our power supply, our B plus 230 volts. So we were pretty spot on with our 230 when we fired this up and it was running. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll hook a speaker up to this fella here. That will at least give us, well, we think, some noise. Now, vertical. Okay, vertical is over here, 6GV8, which I thought it was. And we've got a cathode bypass cap. We do have this grid feed from the oscillator here, so I would say, sorry about this, guys, I'll have to organise something better than this. I would say that cap there, for sure. This one here, this 047, or there's a 100 mic there, which is actually connected, if I can get a better picture, to the cathode, comes over here, 100 mic to ground. So that one we know will be crook. This one here, it'll be interesting to see how much voltage is on pin 9, but doesn't actually tell us any voltages on this. But if it's a positive voltage, well, we know this cap's leaky anyway. So this one here and the 100 mic we'll start with. Okay, now I'll try and give you a better look of the whole thing when we're doing this and where they are. So I will set the camera up. Also, this chassis comes down that far. If you want it any further down, you release the sides and the damn thing wants to fall on the floor. And that would be very bad if things happen like that. So I'm going to have to, drop it down a little bit to work on the vertical in here. Anyway, I'll give you a better look and hook up a speaker. Right, guys, we're there. I've got it resting on the top of my chair, actually. So, if it goes down, if it drops down, well, it drops on the yoke wires, which would not be good, and probably pull this bit off sorry, you can't see that, the neck of the tube. Righto, guys. Now, what we've found out with this fella, this is linearity, overall linearity. This is our height pot, both presets here. Up here, we've got our boost voltage, and we've got a thing called a throttle. Now, I've done a few TVs in my time, but I've never seen one with a throttle on it. Maybe I've just avoided these precedent things. But anyway, okay, so what we're going to do is spray these, put some spray in them, just to make them a little bit, so we know the fault is not in the preset. We're going to change the cathode capacitor, 100 mic, 25 volt. And this little fella here, the, what is he, a 0047 in there, which, it's in the plate circuit. And I would say if that's leaky, that's going to give a lot of problems just here. So that's where we're going to start. Then we'll fire it up and we'll see, well, is it working or is it any better? Our boost, check our boost voltage, check our HTs while it's running, and get an overall idea of how everything's running. So that's all I can see. Yeah, there's a couple of waxies here, but let's see now what else is going on. Now, these fellas, going to clean them. So that's the next thing right now. I'll just grab my spray. Right. And we'll do the same with the fellas up the top, which you can't see at the moment. And clean these fellas up. Okay, put him about center. Okay, about center. And the same at the top. Okay, let's see what else. We've got a waxy here. Not going to go any further, as I said. We'll fire it up and see what else is wrong. See how the vertical's going. See can we get a little bit of response out of it. Righto, guys. Well, we've got our, I think, the best position in the house for you is there. If I can just get my little camera set up. There you go. And mind you, I'm back on the old camera now. Until I work that new one out with its aperture settings and so forth, it's nearly impossible. Okay. Well, at the moment anyway, there's a fair bit going at the moment. Don't have time to deal with it. There's our dim bulb. Well, there is none. We're going straight through. We're turning her on. We know the thing works. Let's go. There we go. Now, I'll just check as a matter of fact that things are lighting up. And yes, they are. We've got any volume this time. We've got a speaker connected. That doesn't mean to say there's any volume. Contrast, brightness, right up. This will take a while to come on. There's a bit of light in here, so yeah, we'll just be patient with that one. And we still have no volume, but we do have a picture coming up. Quite slow. Our vertical is still running fast, so I'd say we've got an oscillator problem there. We'll diagnose it shortly. As you can probably see, that there's a bottom fold over along the picture. Very hard for you guys to see that because of the overhead lighting. I'll just, there you go. Okay, that's what we've got. We can alter the vertical hold and take it down, but then we've sort of got no picture. I don't know whether we've got anything coming from the tuner either. And still no volume. Interesting. We have our speaker hooked up. That should have volume. Okay, fortunately, that's as bright as we can get. She's not much of a picture, is it? There is a picture there, mind you. But, yeah, not real crash hot. Okay, let's turn it around. Let's do some voltage checks on horizontal, vertical oscillator especially, and where this problem could be occurring. And no sound. Very odd. Okay. Maybe I'm hooked. No, I'm not hooked up to the wrong speaker. We'll keep it going while we turn it around because it'll give this poor old girl a little bit of time to kick into gear. That's a very, very weak picture tube. The first voltage I'm going to check for you is our 6 GV8. Where are we? I can never find the camera. This fella here, there, that cap. Okay, that's the first one we're checking. It goes to the grid of the 6 GV8 from the plate of the oscillator. Let's just check and see what voltages are on him to start with. Okay, this side we have 43, minus 43. Okay, and on this side we got 150. So certainly not leaky. Minus 43 on a 6 GV8. Do we have any voltages on this? We don't. Pin 1, we're supposed to have 75 volts. So let's go down here to pin 1 there and 75 volts. We've got 140 instead of 75 volts. Okay. Pin 6, we should have. Where's it coming from? From here, HT1, about 220 volts on pin 6. Pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pin 6. And we've got 204, which is around about right. Okay, what else can we find? Pin 2. Pin 2. Well, the waveform are minus 90, but it doesn't give me DC voltages. Pin 2 down here, minus 29. So that's probably about right. But the plate The plate, what is wrong there? Boost voltage. What is our boost voltage? 630 volts. Okay. The boost comes in on the vertical hold, which is here. That's just 300 volts. Our boost voltage is way too low. Righto, guys. Well, I was just chasing the vertical fault, and if we can see down in here, there's a little cap, an orange cap in the background there. Now, I'll just see what I can here on the picture. And this leg of him is not connected. You see that? Just there. He's actually, that cap is not connected to that tag. So I don't know what's happened there, but this is in the oscillator circuit, so certainly it won't keep frequency with something like this, and that's why our pin 1 was also measuring a crazy high voltage when it should have been 75 volts. It was something like 170 or something. Okay, let's solder that up and see what happens then. Now, I've started him up there. It'll be interesting to see what the frequency is. I'll be able to, I can hear the hum of the main transformer. And yes, I can hear a normal vertical. Okay, I've done a little bit of checking without the camera on. Boost voltage up here should be in this area around about 630 volts. It's 220. Now there's a waxy involved in this, and he looks very, very sus. So we're just going to have a look at that, check a couple of other caps just for resistance. Obviously they're leaking, but I think we'll narrow this down fairly shortly. Okay, well, we've just tacked in an 022 there, which is in the boost circuit. Let's see, can we see here? What we're looking at is that fella right there. 022 comes off the anode of your 6AL3. Okay, so that's the one we're changing at the moment. And let's see. I'm sorry about all the messing around with this. There's just no room in here at the moment to set cameras up to walk around. Anyway, let's turn him on and see what happens. See if we can get some 630 volts back. 429, so we're up a little bit on what we were. Well, our pitch is slightly improved. Not a hell of a lot, but yeah, it's we've still got low output here. Well, guys, an update on this horrible Precedent TV. We've got it going. We've got the vertical going. We don't have any sound. I'm not worrying about the sound. I've put a pattern generator on there. Now, if we come around this, you can see a very, very dim picture. And if you put the brightness up, she just overdrives, goes negative, and yeah, the poor old girl is not in a good state, really. So the tube is completely had it in this. It's no sense in doing any more with this TV. I'm going to have to pull out of him. So, yeah, unfortunately, the owner has also told me to scrap it. He doesn't want to spend any more time or money on it. He certainly, well, it's certainly unusable the way it is. It may look okay in the camera there now, but it may look okay in the camera there now, but honestly, in the workshop with the lights on, you can hardly see that. And I'm just doing this with just the phone at the moment, just taking this picture. Contrast, well, you move it, it goes out. Brightness, yeah. The tube, extremely dim. Okay, so we're not going to worry about it anymore. We're going to pull the pin on the whole thing. But what I'm going to do for you is next, because we have got the TV working as such, let's have a look at the radio. I'm going to take the chassis out, okay, of the radio. Now, it's all operates from down here and is up underneath there. So it's a little stereo chassis. So let's take that out, put it on the bench, and we'll get at least we'll get the radio going, the gram going. Someone else may have one of these that they want a chassis for. But as for this bit here, sorry guys, we're not going to go any further with him. Yeah, a bit of a disappointment. So anyway, we'll pull the radio out and have a look at him on the bench. Okay. So guys, a little bit of a disappointing result on the 3-in-1. Yeah, I thought the tube would be okay. I don't have a tube tester anymore. I made a foolish mistake and sold it about 10 years ago because thinking I'd never use it. But yeah, things change, don't they? Anyway, I've pulled the radio out. Now, obviously, it's a Precedent. It looks to be in pretty good order on the front of it. And there's the chassis. Now, what we've got there is the lineup is a 6N8, 6BE6, two 6BM8s because it's a stereo amp, and a 6V4. Now, I reckon we should just resurrect it, get it going, and this may be of use to someone. Doesn't matter. Underneath, we've got, yeah, some dodgy electrodes there that don't look real good, and a whole heap of pink caps. Now, I don't know whether these have been replaced or it's just a bodgy job when they're put together. I'd say it's just a bodgy job because they're all the same. Some old resistors in there, but anyway, how about we do that on the next video? We'll come up with a quick, easy resurrection. Is it going to work? We'll get it working. We'll get it working the best we can. And then, well, if some of you guys want a good little stereo amp for your projects or whatever, I've certainly got enough here. Anyway, we'll just do a quick video on him. Okay, so I'm really sorry about the TV. I didn't want to waste the whole video because I thought, well, you guys might learn something from it. It's one that I haven't seen before. And believe me, I never want to see it again. A Precedent 263. A horrible TV to work on. And yeah, it's a shame we just didn't quite get there with the tube. Got a picture, but that tube wasn't going anywhere. Yeah, she's not good. Okay, so give us a like if you want to. It's a bit of a mismatched video, this one. And please subscribe if you want to see this. And yeah, there's a couple of other ones in the pipeline at the moment. Hit the bell so you can be notified when I'm doing this or any other video. Okay, guys, we'll catch you soon. Bye for now.